This is Njambiz. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. If you are, please hit that subscribe button. That one, the big red button. Hit that subscribe button and join Team Njambiz. It is absolutely free. Bure, free to subscribe and support the channel. Yes, let's get started in today's video. So today we are talking about something that's very personal. Thank you. We're talking about something personal to me, my experience in going from being a single mom or being single to cohabiting. So we are talking about the adjustment of going from being a single mom / being single to cohabiting to living with someone. Of course, it's an adjustment. It has to be an adjustment because it's a huge change. And I'm talking as per my experience, which if you're living with someone you may or may not relate to. If you're not living with someone, it may give you something to expect. Of course, it doesn't work like that for everyone, but this is in my experience. So let's get started. So the first challenge or adjustment to living with someone is getting used to things being done differently. Let me expound. If you're like me, who's slightly mildly OCD, you like things being done a certain way. Like I have a very specific way I like things being done in the house, whether it's cleaning dishes, whether it's cleaning the house, arranging, organizing. I'm very particular about how I organize my things. I am mildly OCD. So when now you're living with someone, of course you have to adjust, which again for me as a mildly OCD person is not an easy adjustment. I like things the way they are. I like things being done exactly the way I do them, and I like things being arranged exactly the way I arrange them. But of course that has had to change, adjust here and there. Not everything has changed though. But for the most part you just have to for your own sanity, you have to adjust. For example, like when my man does the dishes, which he does help me with every now and then, when he does the dishes, his organizational skills are very different. The way he piles dishes on the sink after he's washed them when they're draining now the water is quite different. I feel like it's what's the word? Like if you take out one thing from the dishes, the whole thing will fall apart. It will just collapse. Like you have to be very careful when you're removing one item from that organization, which is very different from the way I do things. I have a very specific way of organizing the dishes when I wash them. Every single time it's the same. It is the same exact way. And that's among other things as far as adjusting to how things are done has been different. But you have to adjust. You have to meet each other halfway. So I let him organize the dishes the way he organizes the dishes, even though I would prefer the way I organize my dishes. So that's number one. Number two adjustment is sharing space, especially closet space. Ladies, I am talking to you. Oh my God, do we love our closet space? Yes, we do. Do we like it being, and this is kind of tied to the first one, do we like it being organized in a specific way? Yes, we do. Do men have the same regime? No, they don't. So closet space, again, sharing space. This is the way I organize my clothes. And of course, first of all, I had to give up some closet space because we have to share the closet space. So that in itself is an adjustment. Number 2 is organizing the closet. Like, again, me being very particular, I have a very specific way of organizing. Like, pants need to be together, shirts need to be together, jumpers need to be together. Like, it needs to be easy to pick out the outfit you want to wear. T-shirts are together, you know, everything is nice and neat. Socks are folded nicely into tiny little balls and put together. It's just how I feel is effective. Personally, may not be the case. This is purely subjective. This is purely subjective. So, of course, he has a different way of organizing his closet, which sometimes I may meddle in just because I want it to look a certain way, and even fold his clothes because I want them to be organized in a certain way. But I'm adjusting, I promise. I'm adjusting. Then the third thing is, this one on my part is, let me just tell you, sharing the bed. Let me tell you, I am the kind of person who sleeps diagonal. My legs are here, my hands are there, my hands are all over the place, my legs are everywhere. I'm diagonal. I am occupying as much space in the bed as possible. And of course, when I was single, this was not an issue because there was a lot of space. But now, when we are sharing, I won't lie, that one has been a struggle adjusting, just because when I'm asleep, I do find myself stretching out, and that leaves him sleeping in a very small space, limited space. I'm sorry, boo. In a very limited space, unfortunately, but I'm trying to adjust. It's a lot harder. When you're trying to change something you do in your sleep, it's very hard. But I am those people. I am those people who sleep like this. All over the bed. So that one also, I know for him actually, it's even a bigger struggle for him because I'm the one occupying majority of the bed. So sorry, boo, it's gonna change. Then number four, adjustment, which for me this one hasn't actually been a struggle. It's been pretty easy to do, is consulting and checking in. Now, what do I mean by this? Consulting, for example, if you need to make major decisions, now there's someone who needs to also give input. You can't just make a major decision just like that. Like, of course, if you're single, you're used to doing that. Do I want to do this? Yes. Do I want to buy this? Yes. Do I want to change? Whatever the decision is, you just make it then, because there's no other voice coming in, there's no discussing, there's no input. So you just make decisions on the fly, which of course when you're both in a relationship and cohabiting and parenting together has to change. You have to consult the other person, especially for major decisions. Things like, the smaller things, of course, as the woman of the house, I still do, like shopping. I will probably not consult as far as shopping and household matters, small household matters are concerned. But with the bigger decisions, you need to discuss. You need to have both people put in their input. So you have to just be aware of that. Then checking in, for example, if you're gonna be late, you need to tell your spouse, you know, I'm gonna run late today, whatever, or I need to be somewhere at this time, something like that. You know, just keeping the other person informed, opening up communications, lines of communication. That one, not even nearly anywhere near hard. I don't think so. Not like the first three. That one has been a lot easier. And tying in that with number 5, is it? Yes. Number 5 is as far as financial responsibility and accountability. The same is also an adjustment. For example, now you have 2 incomes, so you have to blend your incomes, you're blending your expenses. You need to be accountable also to the other person as far as, money wise, and vice versa. But again, that one not so bad, because mostly in most relationships and in most households, there's always the one person who does the budgeting and all that, like the financial management. Of course, you consult with the other spouse, but for the most part, you do the budgeting and planning out your finances. And for us, that's me, which makes it easier as far as our joint expenses and our joint household and personal stuff is concerned. That's me. So that, I suppose, for me hasn't been an adjustment. Maybe for him, I guess, but it hasn't been. That one has been smooth. I dare say we are good with money as a unit, which is a very good plus. So number 6, my favorite thing. Oh wait, my second favorite thing about cohabiting: security and protection. Let me tell you, as a single person and as a single mom, where I lived, actually even more so than here, I had a lot of worry when you hear certain noises. You hear a noise outside and you're just panicky, because if someone was to break in, you don't have the muscle, you don't have the support, you don't have that sense of security being alone as you do when there's another adult in the house, there's a man in the house. So it definitely gives me security, which I love. I feel safe, which I love. And protection. And protection, I mean, not in the security aspect, but in the personal smaller bits aspects. Like, one of my biggest fears is bugs, creepy crawlies. Oh my god. Oh my god. They scare me. The smaller they are, the creepier they are. They scare me. Him, it's not even an issue. He will kill a bug. He will even catch it and throw it out. Catch and release. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you that I do not have to panic every time. Actually, this house doesn't have much bugs like the place I was at, where you would say like a spider would crawl into the house. I haven't seen any spiders here yet. But especially spiders, oh my god, they terrify me. I think I have arachnophobia, to be honest. Spiders give me the creeps, full on creeps. Anyway, for him it's not an issue. For some reason, he just doesn't seem to be scared of bugs at all, which works for me, because then I have someone to take care of that, which is good. It makes me feel so much better. Then what number are we on? 7. Number 7, another adjustment is men consume. Men eat. Ladies, if you don't know this, men consume a lot more than we do. And having been, a single woman with a child who barely eats an adult-sized meal, he's 5. We consume relatively small amounts, and we are able to last longer with that small amount. But men consume. I know this, and I know this. I have 3 big brothers. I know this. Why had I forgotten? I don't know. Maybe I don't even know. But now I have to, of course, make sure there's a bit more food, a bit excessive food, so that, you know, because he gets hungry a lot faster than we do, and he consumes a lot more than we do, that there's enough food for everyone, and even food just sitting around. What? Like, there's always something to snack on. Like, you need to make sure there's something to snack on in the house, because they tend to get hungrier faster also. They tend to consume more in the day, not even in quantities, but even in frequency. As per what I have, my own experience, as per my own experience. So also that has to be an adjustment, but that one isn't too hard. It's not too hard. And then finally, my favorite part of cohabiting. My favorite part of living with someone is sharing experiences, sharing life. Like, there's someone to talk to about how your day was when you come home, if you've left the house at all these COVID times. We are mostly in the house, especially me who works from home. But there's someone to share with how your day was. There's someone to bounce ideas off. If you're thinking of doing something and you're not so sure, you can get feedback in that moment. There's someone to bounce ideas off. There's someone to just do life with, which is amazing. It's the best part of living together. There's someone to parent with. There's someone to share the ups and downs with, excuse me, which is amazing. It is amazing. For all the adjustment that has to be done for that, it is purely worth it. Purely worth it. It is awesome. That is my favorite part of it all. Like, and I am a very talkative person, so I like having someone in the house to talk to a lot. I talk a lot. I like having someone to talk to, you know, after you've had a long day. There's someone who can give you a foot massage, you know. It's the small things. It's the small things. It's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah, and that's it. That's it on the adjustment. I know there's so much more, but I can't talk about everything in this one single video. That's just what, in my experience, I'd say is the major. Those are the major ones as far as adjusting to cohabiting with someone go. Those are the major points. But I'm sure there are smaller ones here and there. I'm sure there's his point of view. This is from my point of view. This is from my personal subjective point of view. And yeah. And I have lost my train of thought as far as that sentence is concerned. So yeah, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up. Give it a big thumbs up. Comment below what has been your adjustment. If you're living with someone, what is the biggest adjustment you had to make? If you're not, what do you perceive, or what do you think, what do you expect would be your biggest adjustment? You know yourself. What would be your biggest struggle with adjusting to living with another human being? And if there's anything you want to watch on this channel, just comment below, let me know. I am open to feedback, to ideas, to suggestions. Comment below. And if you haven't, why haven't you? Subscribe. It is absolutely free to subscribe. It supports the channel. It helps grow the channel. So show some love and subscribe. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.